Welcome to Impact Signals, Social Impact at the Scale of AI. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sarah.
It's Friday, July 17, 2026, episode 76. Today, a UN Secretary-General puts a hard number on the global early warning gap. A third of countries still uncovered, 6 times fewer deaths where coverage is comprehensive. Also today, an AI platform unifying emergency data for Philippine local governments and a food access AI partnership speeding up benefits enrollment in the US. We start in Shanghai, where UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres addressed the World AI Conference's Meteorological Forum and put a hard number on how much of the world still has no early warning coverage at all.
What makes this significant is the gap he's naming. Comprehensive early warning coverage now correlates with a measurable drop in disaster deaths, and a third of the world's countries still have none of it. That reframes early warning funding from a nice-to-have into a documented mortality lever.
The Asian News International Wire and Guterres' own account on X both report the same figures. 128 countries now have multi-hazard early warning systems, more than double the number in 2015. Where coverage is comprehensive, he said, disaster deaths run at least 6 times lower.
The model is the easy part. Guterres tied the fix to international cooperation, financing, and technology sharing. He's also pushing AI companies to power their data centers with renewable energy by 2030 and disclose their environmental footprint. That's the governance push running alongside the technology.
The comparison is stark. Over half the world's countries now have comprehensive coverage, up from under a quarter in 2015, and it tracks with a 6-fold drop in disaster deaths. A third of countries are still outside the system entirely.
For funders and program officers doing field work, that 6 times figure is the citation to use in a funding case for early warning investment. Name the country's coverage status. Anchor the ask to Guterres' own numbers.
Moving to the Philippines, IT integrator Radenta Technologies and California-based Vantiq just launched Aegis, a platform built to unify disaster and emergency data across local governments.
What makes this significant is what it replaces. That data currently lives in 6 separate systems: CCTV, environmental sensors, traffic feeds, emergency hotlines, health facility records, and social media monitoring, each siloed from the others. Fragmented data across agencies is one of the most common reasons an early warning never becomes a coordinated evacuation.
Vantiq and Newsbytes PH both confirm Aegis is built to sit on top of a local government's existing cameras, sensors, and databases rather than replace them, which lowers the adoption cost for cash-strapped municipalities. Applications named at launch include flood response, evacuation routing, and multilingual public alerts.
For local governments evaluating a disaster coordination tool, the question for any vendor is whether the platform plugs into your existing operational systems or demands a full rip-and-replace deployment. Integration lowers the barrier. Aegis's whole pitch is that it's the former.
Pivoting to the United States, AI support automation platform Capacity and food access nonprofit FoodBridge just launched the Hunger Relief and Social Equity Initiative, pairing Capacity's voice and text AI intake with FoodBridge's food distribution system, which runs on SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
What makes this significant is where the friction actually sits. Food banks are chronically understaffed for the administrative load of benefits screening, so automating intake and eligibility checks changes who does the paperwork, not the underlying SNAP rules a household still has to qualify under.
PR Newswire and Atlanta's WSB-TV both report Capacity's broader platform has supported 38 million health and social service interactions across its food bank partners, with a 15.2% increase in people transitioning out of social programs.
For nonprofits evaluating a benefits navigation deployment, ask the vendor for exactly these 2 figures before you adopt, interactions supported, and the program exit rate, not just a case study. That's the replicable part of this partnership.
Story 4. The AI Coalition for Social Impact, a group of philanthropy, tech, and education organizations convened by nonprofit software company Blackbaud, opened enrollment this week for its first free course, AI Fundamentals for Social Impact.
What makes this significant is the gap Blackbaud is naming to justify it. Their chief data and AI officer, Carrie Cobb, cited internal survey data that 85% of nonprofit professionals now use AI at work, but only about 10% are seeing significant gains from it. That's an adoption gap, not an access gap.
The 3-lesson course is led by outside experts, including Databricks' global head of evangelism, and it's free and product agnostic, not tied to Blackbaud's own software. A second course on responsible AI policy and regulation is planned later this year.
For nonprofit practitioners without dedicated AI staff, that's the practical value here. A free, vendor-neutral course is a low-cost first step toward closing that 85-10 gap, not another tool to buy.
On the disaster watch, GDAX, the Global Disaster Alert and Coordination System, and USCS, the U.S. Geological Survey, are tracking 5 active situations. Flooding in China has displaced roughly 782,000 people and killed at least 12. A region-wide drought spans Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia. The Mayon volcano in the Philippines remains on an orange aviation alert for continuous ash emissions. A magnitude 6.2 earthquake struck near Sarangani in the southern Philippines on July 14th, part of an active regional seismic sequence. And an orange alert forest fire in France was contained within 2 days.
That Philippines earthquake sequence and the Mayon ash alert are exactly the kind of events USCS and GDAX already track in real time. The same multi-hazard monitoring Guterres pointed to as still missing in a third of the world's countries. The monitoring already works. China's flooding shows the harder case. The alert caught the event, but with roughly 782,000 people displaced. Financing and staffing now decide whether that warning reaches people in time to evacuate.
Funding watch? The Tara Climate Foundation's Japan Climate Fund has a solar sharing grant program open for organizations working with farmers on community-led agrivoltaics, solar plus crop projects that build climate resilience. Grants run up to 10 million yen, roughly $65,000 to $70,000 US per project, with an August 19th deadline.
Agrivoltaics is the filter. This grant specifically funds solar plus crop infrastructure paired with farmers, not a general disaster resilience program. If you don't already have a farming or community agriculture partner, the August 19th deadline probably isn't the one to chase.
The through line today: a UN Secretary-General has put a citable number, 6 times fewer deaths, behind closing the AI early warning gap, while narrower AI tools are already moving into food banks, local governments, and nonprofit training underneath it.
Whichever layer you work in, warning systems, benefits navigation, or nonprofit training, the same principle applies. Replicable work starts with a number, a source, and a name someone can act on. That's today's pattern.
That's Impact Signals for Friday, July 17, 2026. If this briefing is useful, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out at impactsignals.ai and share it with someone working in the field.
Stay ready.